Hello, lovelies out there. This is Side Times 3 with Love, and I am back as promised. I'll be going over the actual visa application that you need to send or bring in person to the consulate. I'll post a link of the consulates, so to help you figure out which consulate serves your area. So, like I said before, in order to get your visa, you need your COE, Certificate of Eligibility, as well as a photocopy of it. You need a valid passport. You also need, of course, your visa application, which I will go over in a minute. You need a passport photo. These are just what my consulate requested of me since I live in New Jersey. To the application. Alright, so this is actually the application here. Okay, it's 2 pages. That's the first page, and this is the second. I'll link the actual application. It's pretty straightforward, but there are certain parts that may be confusing. The first part, there is a spot for your photo right here. So that's your one passport photo that you need to include. According to my consulate, you need to glue it to that spot. It cannot be paper clipped there, it cannot be taped there, it cannot be stapled there. It has to be glued. And if the consulate says you need to glue your passport photo to that box, you glue it. I am not about to, you know, have my application stalled because I used tape instead of glue when they said glue. So do what they tell you to do. You have your surname, given and middle. I don't have a middle name, so didn't put it. Your date of birth, place of birth, sex, marital status, nationality or citizenship. If you're American, you say United States of America. If you had any previous nationalities or citizenships, you list those down. Your ID number issued to you by your government. That is your social security number. On my application, Temple just put NA, so whatever. Your passport type, there's diplomatic, official, ordinary, and other. If you have a normal passport, it's ordinary. Plain and simple. Your passport number, of course, you see that on your passport. Your place of issue and your issuing authority. On your passport ID page, on the lower right hand corner, the first line is your place of issue, and the second line is your issuing authority. So, according to my passport, the place of issue is the United States. The issuing authority is the Department of State. Date of issue and the date of expiration. Purpose of visit to Japan. Temple already filled that out for me. So they put to study at Temple University Japan campus. Intended length of stay. Since I am staying for a semester, I put 6 months. If you're staying for an entire academic year, then you put 12 months. Date of arrival in Japan, port of entry into Japan. Again, Temple filled out the port of entry, which is the Tokyo Narita Airport. Name of ship or airline. Names and addresses of hotels or persons with whom applicant intends to stay. Temple fills out, just the name and the telephone number. You fill in the address. If you are staying in a dorm, then you put in the dorm address. If you are staying in the homestay, you have to put in the address of the homestay. If you do not know those yet, then you just put in Temple's address. And again, in the paperwork that they give you back with your COE, they will have, a list of the Temple address and information, the men's dorm address and information, and the women's dorm address and information. So you put one of the three if if you don't know where you're staying or if you're staying in a dorm. Dates and duration of previous stays in Japan. If you have not stayed in Japan before, you just write none. I've written none. Your current residential address. You have the address, telephone number, mobile telephone number, current profession or occupation and position. I'm a college student. Temple put down college student. Name and address of employer. NA. For all of that, Temple just puts in NA. Partners, profession or occupation. Temple puts in NA. Guarantor or reference in Japan. Temple fills out all of that. Inviter in Japan. Temple just puts in name, same as above. So you got all that set. They ask you a list of questions like, have you ever been convicted of a crime, and all the background information and stuff like that. If you have done any of these things, you need to check yes, and they have an area for you to explain. If you have done these things, you mark yes and you explain everything that they tell you to explain, because the Japanese will do a thorough background search on everybody. So you don't want them to find something that you didn't mention before and have your visa stalled. The day of your application, write your date, you sign your name, and that's it. And you send them everything you need to send them. Your visa application, COE, and a copy of it. Your passport photo that is glued or by whatever means that they tell you to attach it to the application, and your passport, or whatever additional information or documents that they require you to give them. So that's it for the visa process. I will come back with the Yakan Shome application. All right. Again, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, comment below or inbox me, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Bye. See ya.